Hi, senior students. It's so great to be with you again for our weekend review. Thank you very much for coming to classes this week. We had some really important discussions as well as some important training, and I hope that you enjoyed those. This will review a bunch of the things that we went over in class. So let's start out with our new black belt challenges for mind, body, and world, and then we'll go on to warm up, and then we'll cover a whole lot of stuff, including both formal punching, kicking, as well as self-defense issues. So hope you enjoy this, and we look forward to seeing you in class really soon. Thanks very much. We are starting on our new black belt challenges this week. So we want to make sure that we remember we have 3 challenges every time. 1 is mind, 2 body, 3 making a difference in the world. And so we want to use our self-leadership to improve our lives and improve the lives of the people around us, to make us happier and to make the people around us happier. So let's work on mind. We'll work on integrity and perseverance. So these are really closely connected because it's in times of stress that our integrity gets challenged, and it's perseverance that will help us to keep our integrity and perseverance that will get us through times of stress. So these are really important. So we'd like to give ourselves those challenges and then go on to also our body. We want to make sure that our body keeps getting happier with us. We want to make sure that our body keeps improving its skills and its abilities to be strong and to keep our mind optimistic. So what we're going to do is work on training with our families. So we could do karate, of course. We could do daily PE classes. We could also do daily fitness challenges that maybe we get to rotate between each member of the family about what our favorite thing is or what our favorite exercise is, and see who can do the most of it, see who can hold it the longest, see what you'd like to improve on, especially for your black belt fitness test. So those of you who are getting ready for black belt, you should really be focusing on all 5 of our events for black belt fitness tests, which are squats, push-ups, hanging leg raises, pull-ups, and burpees in that order. So train in that order, but also really focus on the ones that you need to improve on. And then thirdly, we want to make a difference in our world. So let's use our self-leadership to reach out and show gratitude to the first responders who are protecting us every day, to doctors, to nurses, to firefighters. We have at least 3 family karate moms and dads who are firefighters, so let's show them gratitude too. So we can make a difference by creating stronger minds, stronger bodies, and stronger community. Thank you so much for being part of our karate family. On our warm-ups this week, we worked a lot on plyometrics. That's a way to have explosive movement so that we learn to be more explosive, faster, stronger, and more balanced. So I'll just give you a couple of examples of lunges today. So we'll do 3 examples, and we'll also do 3 stretches that might be good with those. So let's go through these. So lunging, you guys are used to doing, just changing legs or perhaps going across the room. So the first lunge we're going to do is like this. We're going to get down pretty low. We're going to get down, and then we're going to explode up fast. Knee strike. It's really important that we can get up our knees quickly for offense and for defense in martial arts. So quick knee like this. All right, so just practice maybe 10 on each side. And you can go through these rotations again as many times as you want to get an even better workout. So touchdown behind you, and then bring your knee up really fast. Okay, so we all know stretch number 11. We're going to do that upside down. There are at least 11 ways to do stretch number 11. So we're going to lie on our back, and we're going to straighten out our leg, and then just pull it back towards us. If this is really difficult for you to do, then just grab onto your leg like this and pull back as you lay back down. So pull that leg as far back as you can, and then push your knee in, and then come back and try the other leg. Straight leg as far as you can. Go up and grab it, and pull back.
and then put your knee in like this. Okay. All right. So now let's take that reverse lunge or back lunge just one step further. So we'll touch down, and this time we'll come up and swing our knee the same way, but we're going to come up and hop. So touch down, come up and hop. Touch down, I'll move back a little bit here. Jump up, jump up. Okay, same thing, other side. Touch down, come up so fast that you can pop your foot up off the ground. Off the ground. Up. Hop. Okay. So now let's stretch our calves a little bit. Lots of ways you can do this. Just lean against something, put one calf far back behind you. Press your heel down into the ground and stretch your calf. Your soleus and your gastrocnemius. Other leg. And then try both feet. You have to stretch way far back to do that. Good. Okay. So next one is changing feet. So we'll just go down to our lunge and switch feet. Make sure you're balancing. 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 Change feet. Quickly. Quickly. Good. About 10 on each side. Okay? So now we'll do a thigh stretch for that. You should be able to feel your quads pretty burning right now. A couple different ways you can do this. One is lean forward. Just grab your foot and bend your foot up to where you can feel quad burning. If that's easy for you, put the other hand down the ground. Go opposite hand and grab like this. You can also do this standing up against a wall or holding onto a chair. But just try to isolate the quadricep muscles. Other side. So hand on the same side is easier for most people. Stretch your quadriceps. And then try the opposite. So balance on this hand and this knee. And lift up your leg far behind you. And stretch your quads. Okay. So we'll keep working on plyometric training and match them with stretches so that we can get dynamic, strong, flexible, and balanced. In sparring combinations, we want to combine hands and feet together. We want to be able to make one move smoothly from one side to the other. We want to be able to go high and low. So to be able to mix that up and to keep our opponent off guard and confused, we want to make sure that we can mix these techniques. But sometimes they have long names and longer names when we combine them together in combination. So we'll do some shortcutting today. So some of you have heard of boxing 1 through 8, or you've heard of number 1 kick or number 3 kick. So I'll just do number 1, 2, 3, 4 for upper body and lower body so that you can connect those together and then we can call them out much, much quicker, whether it's a kick or a punch. So let's begin with number 1, upper body. Number 1, hand, jab. So the other hand stays home by our head and by our ribs while this one reaches out. So make sure that you can see that how my hips are turning this to be able to make this work. All right? Next one is 2. Again, hand stays home to protect my head, chin close to my shoulder, and rotate my body so I can have power. So rotate off your back foot and really push the power from your hips to your shoulders, shoulders to your arm. All right, so we're trying to do kinetic linking from the floor. It's that connection with the floor that helps us to be able to generate power all the way over here, maybe 5, 6, 7 feet away, depending on how big you are, to your hand over here. Okay, so 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. So rotate, rotate, rotate. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Okay, so that's 1 and 2. Kicking, similarly, if we're not doing anything with our back leg, but just staying in a stable position here, picking up our lead leg, number 1, right? Jab, number 1. Front kick, or kicking with the front leg. It could be any kick, but front kick, front leg, number 1. And number 2, again, without doing anything with our front leg other than maybe rotating on it, number 2 kick. All right, so 1, 2, upper body, 1, 2, lower body. So let's see if we can turn those into combinations. So let's start just with hands and then we'll rotate. Okay, so 1, 1, 2. 1, 1, 2. All right, now let's try the kicking. 1, 2. Right. Lead leg, back leg. So let's see if we can put those together. So 1, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2. All right, so more dynamically, it would look more like this. 1, 2, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 2. All right, let's see if we can add a 1 to the front of that. But try this combination a few times. So then we'll add to the front and we'll do a leg or lower body number 1. Okay, so stay in place, person coming at you. 1, 1, 2, 2. All right, so again, 1, 1, 2, 2. Hands up, elbows in when we're kicking. Only one hand leads when we're using our punching. So one more time. 1, 1, 2, 2. So those kicks could be any kind of a kick, but lead leg, number 1, back leg, number 2. Jabbing, number 1. Cross, overhand, reverse punch, whatever you want to call it, number 2. Okay, so one more time. 1, 1, 2, 2. 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay, so that's a combination just using the first 2 numbers, and we can, of course, do lots of combinations of those, but we want to make sure that, again, we're generating power every time and staying defensively strong through each of those combinations. Okay, so number 3 is, for kicking, is using your front foot, but doing something with your back foot. So it could be sliding in and kicking. It could be sliding back and kicking. Both of those are called number 3. It could be skipping in and kicking. That's also number 3. It could be skipping backwards and kicking. That's also number 3. So some kind of adjustment with our back leg and then kick with our front leg is number 3. And then number 4 is making some kind of adjustment with our front leg and kicking with our back leg. Right? We could be skipping with our front leg and kicking with our back leg. That's all number 4. And so for number 4 on hands, what we're going to call is, number 3, hooking like this. So it's all body, not pulling out like this. Just stay in tight like this, compact position. Roll your body in strong. This all comes from your leading leg. Drive it really hard. And then, other side, number 4. So, lead 3, back 4. Okay? Lots of people use different kinds of numbering systems. We'll just use this one for just now. Okay? So, again, number 3, kick, is doing something with our back leg. Number 3, hand, is front hand. Okay? And then number 4 is coming with our back hand or coming with our back leg, but doing something with our leading one first. Okay, so 3 are both of the front and 4 are both of the back. All right, so we could combine them with 1, 2, 3, 4 all together to make combinations, and now we've got upper body and lower body. So use your imagination. Let's try number 3. So slide in. Number 3, bang. Hook. All right, so it could be sliding in like this, bang, and 3. Okay, number 4, something with our back leg, so back leg, and then bam. Number 4, come with that side as you keep this lead side up. Okay, so use your imagination and figure out how to put these together. So when we count them for you, so let me just count only feet. Okay, here we go. So number 1, lead leg. Number 2, back leg. Number 3, move and do something with your front leg. And number 4, move and do something with her back leg, or the one that was in the back, okay? Number 1, hands, jab. Number 2, cross. Number 3, lead hand hook. And number 4, backhand hook, okay? So there you go. Now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, lower body, 1, 2, 3, 4, upper body. And we want to combine them most of the time. We want to go from one to the other most of the time. We want to make sure that we're rolling from one side of our body to the other so we can generate more power. And of course, where we're striking is dictated by 2 things: the target and the weapon that we have available for that target. So today we're going to help you with the basics, the beginning 2, 3, 4 moves that you need to do in a self-defense situation where somebody's already connected to you and you know that you're in danger. So you already know this is a high level of danger and you need to make the situation end. So we'll talk about the first 4 things that we do, and we'll just count them as 2 and 2 to help so it's not such a long list. So we're really happy to have Ms. Carly with us again today. So she'll help us with some of these things. So the first thing that we need to do is overcome the shock. So when somebody grabs us and it's really threatening, we're immediately, doesn't matter how much training we've had, our body is going to react the way it's been designed to react, and that's likely going to be a freeze of our mind, a freeze of our body, and then reaching for the thing that's hurting us. So those are the things that are likely to happen. As martial artists, we have to develop our minds to be so strong that we can overcome that. And one of the things that happens is we hold our breath. So the very first thing we're going to do is breathe. Literally think about breathing out, and then our body will breathe in for us. So breathe out, and next thing is balance or base. So breathe and base. So somebody attacking you, driving you really hard, you see what I'm trying to do? As I drove her back, she stepped back, got low, and she's breathing. Okay, so really, really important that first of all we get our mind working again and our body moving the way we want them to, not the way the other person's driving. So breathe and base, breathe and base. So it doesn't matter what the threat is. If we get badly surprised by this, we're going to breathe and base. And she also turned into me, which helped release the grip. But the important thing was here is that she breathed and based. Okay, so balance and get moving. Now, one of the ways we can make ourselves breathe, of course, is by yelling. But the honest truth is, we may be too tight to even yell. But as soon as we can, we'll start yelling if that's appropriate for this situation. So the next thing is, we're going to connect and strike. Okay, so connect and kinetic movement. So those are the 2 things we're going to do. So what our instincts are is to try to get away from this person and separate from them as much as we can. Well, unfortunately, that's too late. While the person was approaching us, if we paid attention, saw what was going on, recognized the threat, then we could step away before those hands got on us. But somehow this person surprised us, or we waited too long. Now we're in danger. So instead of pulling away, we're going to connect to them. All right, so first of all, breathe and base, and then we're going to connect. All right, so connect. So hold on to them, grab something, and now we can also use them to help us with our balance. We can help us with our balance. So if we want to bring a knee up, or we want to hit with our elbow from here, we have much, much better balance because the person's helping to support us. Okay, so breathe and balance, and then improve your balance by holding on to the person and also keeping them still. So you're helping to support yourself, and you're helping to keep the target more still when you hold on to them. All right? So they made the mistake of grabbing onto us. We'll let them go as soon as they show us they don't have bad intent anymore. But we have to change their mind. Okay? So breathe, base, connect. And now we're going to do percussive, kinetic motion to change their mind. So the next thing that's going to happen is we're going to threaten them. And this is all of these 4 things tie together to make one huge psychological shift. And that shift is from us being the chosen victim, us being the prey that's being predated upon, to counterattacking, which means that we're no longer the prey, we're the predator. And that's the shift that person has to see in our eyes, in our body language, and in our motion, is that he made a mistake. We are not the prey. In our world, he's the prey. We would never choose to predate, but since he's chosen us, he's going to learn that he made a mistake. So that's all we have to do with this person. No matter what the level of threat is, we have to change his mind. Yes, it's almost always a male. We have to change his mind about this attack. So let's go through those 4 steps again. So first of all, breathe and base. Secondly is connect any way that you can. Hang your weight on the person, and now do a kinetic strike to change the person's mind. Okay, so we'll go on to strikes. We're just going to available targets with the best weapons that we can possibly bring to bear while we're keeping our balance, while we're generating power, while we're generating penetration. So the first 4 steps are really important. So they're breathe and base, connect and strike. Breathe, base, connect and strike. And that will help us to evade and then escape from a really, really serious attack. But we have to have very strong minds and tons of practice to be able to do that.
Hi everybody, this is my Karate Kid Carly. I'm so happy to have her with me today. And we're going to demonstrate some Tosan 1 steps. Now, let me hasten to say, all of you who are working on Tosan do not need to use Tosan combinations for your 1 steps, for testing or for tournament. But these 1 steps will help you to understand a little bit better about targeting and distance and weapons to use at the right time. So we'll just show you a couple of examples of pieces of Tosan used as 1 steps. Okay? All right. So we could use the opening 4 moves like this: evade, punch, and then for the second block, use it as a hammer fist and then punch. So the same 4 moves, 1, 2, 3, 4, but use it like this. So one more time for number 1, please. Evade, punch, step in the hand that just punched, does hammer fist now, and reverse punch. So that's 1 application. Now, a lot of these, it's better if you have different attacks, like 2-hand grab or weapon coming at you, and things like that. But that's an example of 1 combination. Okay, so let's take a look at another one in this form. So another one is evade off the line. Now, to get the distance, you're going to have to step back and then spear. So this could be here, 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 spear hand. Then, if you're going to spin back fist, you're going to have to step back and back fist, and then change feet back fist. So that requires a lot of changing if you want to do really close to what the form is. So let's try that one more time. So double knife hand, step back, spear fingers, step back and turn, back fist, step back and change, back fist. So that's an example, another example from this form. Next one could be our kick. So again, we could use both hands at the same time, blocking. So we're invading, blocking like this, and going, but then we don't have enough space to kick, so you have to step back. Or you could just do 1, 2, front leg, punch, punch. If you want it closer to the form, then you have to do something like this, step back, change feet, punch, punch. Okay? So there's just a few examples of how you can use pieces of Tosan as 1 steps and really think about the weapons that you're using and the targeting that you're doing, and certainly the distance. Always good to practice the distance with a partner. So thanks for joining us for this day. Hope it was helpful, and I'll be back to teach you the form in a lot more detail soon. Thanks.
What did the Dalmatian say after he finished all his lunch? That hit the spot.